Hi, my name is Lori and I'm a patient of Dr. Girnita's.
I am a medical doctor, a family physician, and a patient of Dr. Girnita's.
Hi, my name is Debbie, and Dr. Girnita is my doctor. I met her several years ago in Cincinnati area.
Hi there. I met Dr. Girnita in 2018. I was referred to her by my internal medicine doctor. I was diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis. I went to Dr. Girnita, and I've been with her for 5 years.
I met Dr. Girnita about 4 years ago. I had been suffering for several years since my early 40s with just this mysterious illness where I would just have incredible fatigue, pain, and joint swelling throughout my body. As I got older, the pain and the fatigue just became more frequent and more disabling for me. It got to a point where one day I couldn't move my neck.
In early 2023, I was diagnosed with giant cell or temporal arteritis. The doctor who made the diagnosis made it clear that it was imperative that I start treatment with a rheumatologist immediately because of the possible life-threatening consequences.
About 5 years ago, I started noticing joint and muscle pain, strange tingling and numbness in my arms and my legs, chronic fatigue, my GI system completely shutting down, and then Raynaud's symptoms. And they all came and went.
I had gone to my family doctor with problems with my hands. My hands were losing circulation.
She has helped me over the last 6 months figure out what has been going on with my body.
The way that I got Dr. Girnita's name is really an unusual story. I met a woman in a jewelry store who had an autoimmune condition and ended up giving me her name and just singing her praises about how much she had helped her and how she was like no other rheumatologist she'd ever been to.
When my husband Cash was first diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, we were really shocked. It was not something that we were expecting. Cash was in a lot of pain and we were really unsure where to turn. So I started calling different rheumatologists here in the area, and every single one of them was on a months-long timeline to see us for the first time. Many of them were not taking any new patients at all. And just above all, we felt like no one really cared that we were navigating this new diagnosis and we needed help, we needed support, and we needed to know what to do to really stop the pain and start on this road to remission and ultimately relief.
I have permanent damage to my hands just from the rheumatoid arthritis, juvenile rheumatoid arthritis.
I showed up to her office with a rash all over my body and I was unable to swallow solid food. I was literally blending my food in a Vitamix to avoid getting a feeding tube. She recognized all of the symptoms immediately as dermatomyositis, which is a rare autoimmune disease that not many local doctors had seen.
I was in so much pain. I saw several rheumatologists who just repeatedly told me, oh, you need to lose weight. But that's still not telling me why I hurt so bad. Finally found Dr. Girnita, who worked magic.
It was frustrating to discover that I couldn't get an appointment in less than 2 months with a rheumatologist in my area. My great good fortune was that my daughter found Dr. Girnita online.
By my good fortune, Dr. Girnita had an appointment and I got in fairly quickly to see her.
I'm grateful for meeting Dr. Girnita so soon after I began my autoimmune journey.
I've seen Dr. Girnita's posts on social media and I know how thorough she is and what a great job she does. And so I contacted her and she so kindly saw me really quickly.
I am one of Dr. Girnita's telehealth patients. She has me on a wonderful regimen.
So I did some research online and I found Dr. Girnita. I was able to make an appointment with her for the next day. The appointment started on time, right on time. She had even texted me that she was available earlier if needed.
She just took her time with me like I was her only patient.
She is kind, compassionate, caring. She really digs down deep into your history to see what she can find so she can help you.
Blood now circulates to my hands. I have not had to take that medication for over a year.
She gave me choices to take to feel better and encouraged me to take additional vitamins, which I did.
She listened to me, she helped me, she guided me, and we started on treatment path.
And so I actually found Dr. Girnita from a Google search. I immediately received a call back within less than an hour from a member of Dr. Girnita's staff. They were so helpful. They said, we can see you as early as next week. It was such a relief just to know that we were going to start the process of treatment and start the process of just getting to the bottom of what this diagnosis would mean for Cash and for our family.
She is one of the most caring doctors I've ever met. She cares so much about her patients. She follows you from start to finish. It doesn't stop when she goes on vacation or has days off. She is constantly looking at how to help her patient. They don't make doctors like that anymore. None at all.
And this isn't just for online appointments. At my in-person visit, I didn't have to wait, and she didn't rush me out after 5 minutes to get to her next patient.
Matter of fact, she's so good, my pain was gone the next day.
At that moment, the world shut down with the pandemic, but I was able to see her Zoom twice before she moved to California. She is absolutely amazing. Getting in to see her is as easy as a click of the button. She spends such quality time listening to every concern I have, every symptom.
She's up to date and well-versed on all the latest RA medications available.
And so we've been working now with Dr. Girnita for several years. Honestly, she's such an incredible resource. She's always there when we need her. My husband is a busy CEO. He travels internationally almost every week. And so for us, we need medication refills sometimes on the fly. We need to do, calls across different time zones. There's so many things that go into managing these conditions. And for people with a busy lifestyle that just need to have a doctor that understands what they're up against in their personal or professional lives while they manage this disease, it's so critical. And Dr. G has been that for us.
She checks in with me regularly, and we have appointments.
She was so thorough, just asking questions and making sure that I knew everything that I needed to know about my new diagnosis.
She's encouraging, and she is so much more than just a wonderful doctor. She's become a friend and a confidant.
I also learned that there is no one treatment that works for everyone. What you need is a wonderful, compassionate, caring physician who will listen and care for you and be available to you. And I can tell you that Dr. Girnita is that.
I would wholeheartedly recommend her.
I've been very blessed not to be any worse than I am with this condition, and I'm very grateful that Dr. Girnita is my doctor.
So if you're looking for a great rheumatologist, call her. She'll never let you down.
Dr. Girnita really listens and cares. She works with you, for you.
And Dr. G was there, and she took care of me in a professional manner. She's always been available when I had questions or concerns. I didn't have to take off time from work. I didn't have to go to an office and sit for hours. She's wonderful. So I just highly recommend Dr. G.
It saves the patient the hassle of driving, parking, spending all that unnecessary time, because with Zoom and televisits, it's like you're sitting right there and you actually get more time than if you had to check into an office.
She's the kind of doctor you hope to find when you have an autoimmune disease, because she really cares about her patients and she always wants to find the best way to treat them. I miss having her here locally as my rheumatologist. There aren't many doctors like her who are truly in touch with their patients, know when to seek advice from other specialists, and collaborate well with other doctors no matter what organization they work for or where they're located in the country. I highly recommend Dr. Girnita.
She's just an amazing doctor, one of the best doctors I've ever had, and I would refer her to anyone. She's just amazing.
This was merely confirmation of Dr. Girnita, a warm, caring person who conducts her practice with integrity, honesty, and vast expertise.
We cannot recommend her enough. If you're looking for a rheumatologist who's really going to be invested in your care and really invested in your treatment, look no further than Dr. Girnita. We call her Dr. G, and we don't know what we'd do without her. So thanks, Dr. G, for all your help, and we definitely recommend anyone to work with you in the future.